How you
Here we
doing?
go. Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. I got a bunch of things for you. It's been a few days since we actually caught up.
I know. I have something for you right now. How
Tell
about
me.
me calling that Mongol diet
Well, you did. Thaddeus, hold on. I'm going to charge my water here in the
on record?
phone
By the
device.
way, wait, did I tell you that on the show or on the phone?
Did you tell me this? I think you told me this on the show, and then Thaddeus replied to the episode on YouTube, and then he also just talked about it when he was featured on his wife's podcast on their YouTube. So he was talking about this, by the way.
Fantastic. And
Uh,
then that the book, the image that's in Ancestral Supplements email, like they put a
mhm.
like a little image of the book. That's the one. That's the same one that I'm reading.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, as soon as I saw it, and the paragraph that said about the dairy and protein and how they were able to be presumably in better shape, than the peasants who were eating grains.
Yeah, they said their
You know,
bones are weaker. They have less energy. They have to eat more often. Um, And that's another reason that they were able to defeat so many people is because they would go through and just destroy their fields, like
crops. Yeah,
destroy all the irrigation and everything, so they couldn't like farm. And the Mongols were like, "Psh, "We're on the road, baby. We're uh,
and
we're
all
good to
these
go."
farmers did not have like any cattle, any animals. I'm not following up.
No, they did. They're herders. They did have some of that, but I think they had less. They switched to more like agricultural based societies. They grew crops. They raised rice. That kind of thing.
Mm, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's crazy. Yeah, I want to get that book. How long is that book?
it's short. I'm
Like
probably like
300 pages?
what's a good way to tell how long a book is? Look for the length on Audible, the
Right.
hours.
Yeah, if it's 8 hours or less, 9 hours or less, it's pretty short. I started listening to Sadhguru's Karma book, which is his latest book. My wife has
Oh,
been reading.
really?
Yeah, I'm probably like 40 minutes in. It's nice. It's cool. I like
I gotta
Sadhguru,
listen
and
more.
he narrates it. So, um,
Oh, that's where it's at. He narrates the other one too, Inner Engineering.
yeah, yeah, I listened to that one too. I mean, I listen to way more because I got the daily drive 5 days a week to drop my daughter off at school, and that's like an hour.
Yep.
So it's just a no brainer that I can get a book done in about 2 weeks just listening. If that's one way back. About 30
Hmm.
minutes. Um, maybe 3 weeks. But anyways, I got some other driving sometimes to do. There's a bunch of stuff I want to talk to you about. I'm gonna first ask you a question, calling you out here on that podcast. Did
Dude,
you
okay,
hit
so
that?
I know that what you're gonna ask me. I've
Yeah.
not. I was traveling. I got home. I just moved into a new office, like at my official office. So I've been like setting up my monitors and all that stuff. It's excuses. I understand. I'm working on
Did
it.
you fill out the paperwork?
No, because I need to get my
Oh my
I
god!
just changed insurances too. I'm still waiting on my new insurance card.
You're telling me that you cannot fill out your paperwork for the dentist to remove the toxic metal fillings you have in your mouth
Oh shit,
because
son.
you did not get your insurance information yet? I'm not following. I mean,
I
you
mean,
tell
maybe
me
I'll tell you this. I'll be completely transparent with you. I didn't even
you're gonna go
open the
online.
forms. She
Oh my
said,
god.
"Hey, you got to fill this out." She said, "Does your insurance? Do you know what insurance you have?" And I said, "Actually, I just changed. I'm still waiting on
Mhm.
the card to arrive." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, your insurance will likely cover a portion of it." So
Well,
that was my procrastination technique and excuse to not open the paperwork. I'm like, all right, great. I don't have to do it until the insurance card comes. I'm sure
well,
they're going to ask for it in there.
I thought the last thing we left off, which was over, it was probably 10 days ago by now. I talked to him Friday, the 15th. That's 12 days ago, and you said you're going to
Mhm.
take care of it. That your wife is going to help you, most likely. I mean, most likely. I think that's what I remember you saying.
Yep,
So, what's the situation? Can your wife help you help yourself, or
I'll text her. She's making me a
oh my
DMV appointment right now too, so I'm gonna have her.
God.
She's
What do you
like,
need
"You're
at the
worthless."
DMV?
Hmm?
What do you need at the DMV?
I just brought the work truck up from
Gotcha,
California, so I'm gonna register it in Oregon.
gotcha, gotcha. Cool.
Mhm.
All right, well, you got to handle that thing
I know,
definitely in
you're
the
right.
next 3 weeks. I mean, that's just a no brainer.
I was thinking about it last night too. I was like, "Oh shit, Yoni's gonna call me out for this," and I still haven't got it done.
That's embarrassing. I mean, at this point, you should, you know, to get yourself more accountable, you need to get a deadline with you of you paying me a certain amount of money because that seems to be a motivator for you. So let's say if
Anytime
you
you want
don't,
me to do something, you send me.
I'll tell you that if you don't have an appointment by Friday the 29th, July 29th, 3 p.m. Pacific, if you don't have an appointment by then, what? What time do
I'll,
you want?
I'll Venmo you $500.
All right, $500. Let me write it
Okay.
down. Actually, I don't have to write it down. It's out here documented verbally to the world to listen to your commitment. So
I'll forward you my confirmation.
3 p.m. July 29th, 3 p.m. Pacific time. If that's not the situation, Matt Carrasco will Venmo me $500 into my personal account so I can
Yep,
go and order some meat with that.
that's
Beautiful.
fair.
I like it.
Okay. You know how to get me to do something. This I feel like every time you need me to get something done like this, we just put a price on it and then it gets done.
Well, I mean, you know how to get yourself to do something, which that seems to be a motivator. Um, all right,
Roop one
there's a bunch.
time Roop gave me a bunch of mobility work to do every day for 60 days, and if I missed a single day, I had to Venmo him $10,000. I was
Oh,
like, "All right, I'll get that done."
well, I, it reminds me of when we did, and I do want to talk about a few things segueing from this. When we did the 100-day meditation challenge with the Waking Up app, and I forget what was the contract. We had a contract. You missed on a day, and I gave you forgiveness. You know, but
I missed?
you missed one day. You had something going on. You were maybe traveling or something, and you missed it. You missed it. The streak was broken before you reached 100 days. It was not broken on my end. I was just talking to a band that we met in Peru, and he's committing now to 100 days of meditation with a Waking Up app.
Hmm.
Let me ask you this: so, when did you commit to 100 days without coffee? How's it going? Give me all the details.
I mean, honestly, I'm at a point now, I have no idea how many days in I am. I can search my calendar and figure out I'm probably like it's gotta be like 75 days, right, or something like that?
At least, yeah.
Um, I'm not, like, counting down the days. I don't have, like, some sort of, way I'm tracking it, really. I just have it on my calendar when the 100-day mark is. I
Okay.
think now
So you didn't break
go
that. You're saying.
No, 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 definitely not. I think, I will use coffee going forward, if at all. Maybe like I use alcohol, you know?
So like once a week.
Once a week, I'm gonna have 10 cups of coffee on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, so okay, so you're gonna use it sporadically. You've been using mud water for the past. Have you been using mud water daily? What's the situation?
Not every day. Like yesterday, I had some mud water with Four Sigmatic lion's mane mushrooms. I added like just because it flavors it up a little bit,
Hmm.
and then I put in just some ghee
Okay.
and some colostrum.
Okay. How much ghee did you put in?
Dude, I put a lot of ghee in there.
It's interesting. Like if I use too much fat, and I mean it depends on what types of fat. I can actually definitely tolerate more butter, but if I use too much coconut oil, I mean I get the
It goes
runs.
through you. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
just I
so
just had too much coconut oil now. With my carrot salad, that I want to talk about carrots at some point on this podcast. But go
yeah, I
on.
really
Okay,
like
so
it.
you had some mud water with lion's mane, ghee. What else was there?
Colostrum.
Colostrum. The surthrival colostrum.
No, right now I have Ben Greenfield's Keon.
Is it Keon?
I also have like a bunch of it frozen in, like, smaller, maybe, like, pint
Like
jars in my
fresh.
freezer. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Um, how much colostrum is there? Is it? Do you know? Like, is it like a teaspoon? I'm just curious.
It comes with, like, a little scooper in the container, and I put
Hmm.
like I think a serving is 1 scoop, which is maybe like 5 grams or something, judging
Gotcha.
based on how it looks. And I put like 3 scoops in. I gotta,
Okay.
you guys
Is
gotta
it
bump it up a little.
flavored or is it just as is?
It's just as is, but it tastes kind of like creamy. I mean, it's
That's great.
milk. It's dehydrated
Yeah.
milk.
Yeah. Yeah. So how often? So you think you've been having? How often do you think you've had mud water or some sort of hot drink?
In the morning, I don't know, probably 4 days a week, maybe 3 or 4 days a week,
That's cool.
like
And
half the time.
is it mud water those days, or you do some tea, or what else are you doing?
Mud water. I used to do broth, but where Kelsey is going through so much broth right now that it's off limits to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't you dare touch it. I found some broth from one of my favorite companies. I would say I think it's a company. It's Brodo, Brodo. The
Yeah, yeah.
you know the one from New York City where they had the it's a
The
like a
book.
famous chef, yeah, famous chef restaurant. He opened the window in the back, started selling broth, and then he created the book with all the recipes, and that's the one that I learned from. And I've been making his recipes for the past few years, but they started selling that at Whole Foods frozen. It's super expensive. It's 8 ounces for $5.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I just got like there were two flavors. I got one and one for my wife to try, and she tried the less spicy one. She goes, "This is super spicy." So I'm like, "Good, it's expensive. Just stick to what we have here." I mean, I wanted
Yeah.
to have an experience, especially now as she's about to deliver in some ways
Um.
any day now, but on my end, hopefully in a few weeks. Um,
So,
it's a,
that reminds me. Guess who just get? Oh, I probably shouldn't say it online yet. I don't know if it's public knowledge. I'll tell you later. Someone just gave
what?
birth yesterday.
Oh, really? Congratulations to whoever that is.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a family member of yours.
Yeah. Family member at home. Went great. It was like
Smooth,
a 10-hour situation.
beautiful.
Yeah. I'll tell you the whole
That's
story. It's
awesome.
pretty great story.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah. She's
Is
doing
that
great.
a boy or a girl?
Girl.
Girl. Beautiful.
Yep. So
Amazing.
I got they did basically our birth plan, but a
Mhm.
few weeks before us. So got to got to test it out a little bit.
That's so cool. Well, they were the guinea this time. All right, a few things. All right, let's talk about this carrot salad for a second. So I started eating carrots. I got this amazing carrot salad recipe from my friend David, and um, he sent me information about carrots from I think it's Dr. Ray Pete. I'm not even sure actually if it's a doctor. Is it Ray Pete?
I know Ray
PAT?
Pete.
Let me see.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a doctor or not, but dude, so when you sent that over, I love carrots too, and they're this weird. I mean, they're it's a root. It's like a bulbous root,
Right. Mhm.
So, but Saladino is not a not bullish on carrots, if you will.
Well, I mean, root vegetables. A lot of people are not huge fan of those. They could be feeding fungus. They're harder to digest. They're high in. I think they're high in fiber. I'm not 100% sure.
Starch.
They are okay. So,
They're high in
anyways,
starch because it's a storage. It's like where the plant stores its energy in the roots. It's a storage mechanism.
Ray Pitt is a PhD in biology, University of Oregon, specialization physiology. He also went to the National College of naturopathic medicine, and a few more universities actually. He's been out there
Well
for a long
educated.
time. He's an older man by now. But yeah, his so Ray Pete. What did you listen to the 2 minute video that I sent you?
This morning,
No, I think it was yesterday. You probably haven't listened to it yet. But here's what it says here. Dr. Ray Pete recommends eating raw carrots daily. Especially Dr. Ray Pete's carrot salad significantly improves digestive health and hormonal balance. What he was saying here, it says bacterial and fungal overgrowth. Dr. Ray Pete explains that many people have problems with bacteria and fungus overgrowth in the intestine, resulting in intestinal inflammation, which can cause symptoms like irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, diarrhea. Um, what he was saying here, okay, so he recommends raw carrots. And raw carrots are fibrous vegetables, so they are high in fiber. They grow on the ground. Um, it says that in order to protect themselves, they produce antibacterial and antifungal substances. Um, Antimicrobial compound of carrot fibers helps prevent bacterial and fungal overgrowth. What I remember of it on the another note that he was talking about is that it helps with digestion, but also helps with I think he was reducing uh, what's the female hormone that I'm currently blanking
Estrogen.
on? Estrogen. Yeah, so reducing estrogen, and I think the idea was that not only, of course, men are now higher in estrogen than they should be, but also that women have a higher estrogen than they should have. So it seemed from, I guess, his research and working with clients to have worked that people would eat raw carrots daily or feeling better digestion wise and also hormonally. So that's where the both they mention here, yeah, digestive health and a hormonal balance.
Yeah, they're I think the high estrogen's because of soy. There's soy in everything, so everyone's
Mm,
got, estrogen issues.
interesting. I did not know that. All right, so here's the recipe. I've been eating that for the past few days. For my friend David, I've been getting those carrot chips at Whole Foods. I think it's about $2, maybe $3 a bag. Definitely less than $3. Um, Anyways, a bag of carrot chips, 2 pounds. Put it into this big glass container. Olive oil, um, coconut oil, honey, a little bit of vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar or white vinegar, and a bunch of salt. Like I put a bunch of salt, then a little bit of pepper too, and it's delicious, nutritious, uh, apparently great for digestive health and hormonal balance. So anyways, I had a bunch of those today. Sent my daughter to school with those. The day that my friend David made it here before the men's retreat, my daughter apparently had like 20 pieces for dinner. She was just gobbling them, which is amazing.
What about throwing, like, a little bit of shredded chicken in there or something?
I think that's a great idea. I mean, I think on my end, I've probably been eating too many carrots when I eat them because they're so delicious and it's a little bit too high in fat for me. I've
Mm.
been noticing, like, all right, I mean, maybe a little bit too much. Um, yeah, but I
Dude,
think it'll be great with some protein there.
digestion, there is one thing that works better than all other things, and
What's
it's
that? Coffee?
no, amaranth.
Amaranth. Well, yeah,
Dude, I have
that's pretty
amaranth now,
good.
like, once a week. It's like, so I got back from traveling. Obviously, I'm feeling like a degenerate and, like like I'm toxic as all hell. So I, did a few saunas, drank an obnoxious amount of, activated charcoal,
Mm,
and then a big bowl of amaranth, and I'm, like, empty.
wow.
Yeah,
When's the last time you've done a coffee enema?
it's been a while. I mean, months.
Are
Sure.
you are you gonna do one anytime soon?
Sure.
How often were you doing them? Like a couple of years ago, I remember you used to do them quite often.
Once a week at the peak, just
Once
because
a week.
that's what, I remember Ben Greenfield had recommended it for a little while, so I was like, "All right, I'll do one once a week."
This doesn't seem. I mean, maybe if somebody has a lot to, detox, but
Yeah.
all right. There's a bunch of other things I want to talk to you about. So wait, so how often do you think is a good cadence for somebody, let's say, that does not have a ton to detox, which is regular? You know, I don't know if regular is a good word for that. I would say an average amount of toxicity for the
They
Western person.
they have 3 or 4 amalgam fillings, you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Every 30 to 60 days probably is enough. I
Right.
mean, the thing I don't know. I mean, I don't know, I'm just making that up. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right. I would say
Thaddeus is
twice
gonna
a year.
clean it up. Thaddeus will be in the comments like, "Bro, come on." And by the way, Thaddeus told me to stop taking all those, 75 ancestral, supplements, or heart and soil capsules at once. Haven't had an issue since.
That's amazing.
I gotta
So
send him
you've
a
been,
text.
or have you been taking them daily or night or not daily?
Yeah, daily, but I only take one thing, like, So
Yep.
I just wrote basically days of the week on each of the bottles. We have like 7 different ones.
Okay.
So
So you're
today I
doing the same
took
thing that you did last
yeah.
week. Gotcha. Um, I've been taking them a little bit less, just based on I was at the retreat, and I've been just not paying as much attention. But I probably take like now like 4 to 5 capsules total per day of two different things, like lunch and dinner. So today I had for lunch I had two intestines, and I'll probably
Mm.
have maybe yesterday I had some thymus and colostrum. I mean, it depends on what I'm making. I'm gonna make. I think I'm gonna make some muffins in here. These gluten-free muffins, since I have this package that I bought a long time ago for
You're
to
the
make with my
pastry
daughter.
man.
Like pastries, what can I tell you? I'm actually going to a store that I've been waiting to go for a long time. It is, speaking of grains, it's a grain store. It's like a nation. Uh, it's known nationwide. It's called Becker Bakery or Baker Bakers. Baker Bread. Anyways, it's about
Oh,
20 minutes away from my place. Um, and a bunch of carnivore people actually go there. So like carnivore people in that I know in their 50s have been making breads from there, like real sourdoughs, Ezekiel breads, and they have all like high quality grains. And they have systems, and they have cookbooks and all kinds of stuff like that. I've been called to go to the store for a while, just for fun and for mouth pleasure, and yeah, something to do with my daughter. She's gonna be off school next week, so we'll have a whole week to hang out. Um, yeah. All right. There are other things I want to talk to you about, and let me tell you a little bit about this. So past few weeks, I've been working, as I was telling you, I've been working harder. I've been working on, I mean, more than weeks, but past few weeks especially, I've been working harder and later in the day, and I'm going to sleep like around 11, which is super late for me, between 10 to 11. Uh,
mm-hmm.
I would say between 10:30 to 11. I've been working on the Yoni Havana website, which is live, yonihavana.com. And then I worked on the Men of Integrity website, which is now live too, moi.community, live too. So, I got those websites up, which was part of my 100-day commitment and goal, that I made exactly 100 days ago. Today is 100 days. Made a bunch of commitments there. And anyway, so on Sunday, I'm like, all right, it's time to dial it down. Like, I don't want to burn out. I'm very happy with the progress. Like, I'm elated. I'm energized. I don't need to sleep as much in the summers. I'm getting a good amount of sunlight. Um, and the days of course are longer. But anyways, I put it as a note. So last night I was about to call in at 9:30, but then your buddy Phil hit me up with, "Oh, have you seen this resource?" And then we chatted for a while. And we had a great chat. So I stayed up later and I went to sleep at 10:30. Although I had plans of being in bed by 10. But anyways, I've been blocking my calendar, as you know, that I like to do, like the night before, like exactly what I'm going to do, which
Yep.
I'm going to read some of that. But I've been setting the intentions of starting my morning routine at 5:45. Anyways, got to bed last night. Probably fell asleep at 11. Woke up at around 5. By 5:15, I was out of bed. 5:25, Joe and I started an hour long meditation.
Whoa.
So
Which
an hour
one?
long Blessings of Energy Centers 3. It's 54 minutes.
Okay.
It starts with squeezing the juices in the spine all the way up to the pineal gland. I did not have any big moment, although I've been retaining, but I also had an encounter that depleted a little bit of those resources for the ones that understand what I'm saying.
I'm with
Uh,
you.
but anyway, so I had Joe for an hour, and then I did breath work, Wim Hof for like 12 minutes, and then I did my morning joint mobilization routine, probably around 12 minutes with the red light on, some music, and then, which is going to be, I'm going to be doing this for a while, but definitely for the next 100 days. I went on a 10, it was 12 minutes, but let's call it 10-minute backward walking walk. So I was walking backwards like an athletic walk, on the balls of my feet and toes, in my neighborhood, right? So just leave my driveway and immediately walk backwards, and it was super nice. It was before 7 a.m. Said my intentions of coming back home before 7 to start the day with the family. It was a lot of fun and it felt good. And as I've been working on developing my hamstrings for a long time, I actually haven't been working them. They needed to be they've been underdeveloped, or my quads have been overdeveloped in some ways. So there's just a muscle imbalance there that I think is a big contributor to my rib situation. And I've heard it both from our friend David and yesterday when Esty was on uh, was in a webinar. My friend Esty, she told me about walking backwards. That apparently this health coach was talking about it
Knees
and
over
saying.
toes guy is all about going backwards.
So so David also tells me knees over toes. I'm like, I mean, I know knees over toes from Kelly Starrett. If anything, I push my knees out a little bit. But anyways, this guy was talking about and he said that people that do it for 10 minutes a day, walking backwards for 2 years, it changes their whole body. Like their whole body changes. Everything changes about it. Structurally, muscularly. Apparently, it's solving a lot of situations for people. So with that,
In,
that's my new thing.
well, really quick, you know what's even better than that, because more is better, as you know, is dragging things backwards.
Okay, so if I have like a sled, or what else? What else would I drag?
Dude, I don't know if you don't want to get a sled, anything heavy that
I
you
mean,
just want to like
I have a wheelbarrow.
maybe, but that's kind of like you have to engage and balance that
That's
more.
upper
I think it's
body.
something more where you're like locked out,
Mm, mm.
able to drag like a I mean, obviously like a sled, or
Body.
you could even yeah, if you want to kill one of your neighbors and drag them around. um yeah, so I know that was a thing to
Mm,
drag things. That's a big
I
knees
like
over
that.
toes guy.
So wait, so knees over toes is the name of a guy?
Oh, you don't know about this? Where you been, bro?
No, I've been hermiting
So
in my studio, man.
knees over toes guy. He got super popular. He has a program for like fixing your knees. Um, he now like Marcus Philly has a bunch of it in his program. I know Zach Height, the guy that I work with, incorporates a
Yeah,
bunch of it. He was on Rogan's show not that long ago because he helped Rogan fix a
really,
bunch of issues. Yeah, this
really.
guy's legit.
I'm looking at him right now, Ben Patrick.
Ben Patrick,
Oh,
yeah,
he's
that's
been
right.
working with the big dudes. I see Huberman here.
Yep.
Um,
He
all
only
right.
blew up in the past like I don't know, maybe a year or so.
Looks like he has a girlfriend called Knees Over Toes Girl.
Damn,
Uh, Wait,
she gets it.
that's so cool. All right, so I need to be paying attention to this. Oh, looks like his wife just gave birth.
Yep. Well, that makes sense.
He got some good knees and ankles. Looks like knees over toes guy. Look at that, amazing. I'm very
And he has
much
like
into it.
like a run of the mill, one size fits all. Download my program for $100 kind of thing.
Okay, so he has apparently a 5 minute clip on his website that is called "The Benefits of Sled Pulls for Knee Health." So I'm gonna get a sled very soon because it's a no brainer. I mean, my hamstrings have been my biggest uh, health like muscle imbalance for so many years. I knew about it and I really didn't do much about it. That's just the way it is. I think because I did
Yeah.
not have like an exercise that was like really on point. I've been doing deadlifts, but then I was getting engaging my quads in deadlift in some way and my ass more, and it's great. I mean, it was a good situation, but not a great situation. Yeah, same for good mornings and such.
Are you walking on the street backwards?
Yeah, I'm walking on the street backwards in my Vivo barefoot. I mean,
Oh,
on
okay.
the road. I don't have a street really. I have a road. Why? Where do you want me to go?
Okay.
Tell me where should
No,
I
no,
go?
no. That's
And I
great.
have
That's great. I'm
I have hills in here too. I have quite the hills here. I was thinking
yeah.
I'll walk backwards up the hill and then I'll walk um like down forward because I think it's I talked to a guy who told me do not like overdo backwards, like do not run backwards. It can create some instability because the body's not used to it, especially not in the beginning.
You know what I think would be a great way to do this is if you go on a 20-minute walk with someone, say your wife, and the first
Hmm.
10 minutes you walk backwards and they walk forward, so you guys could face each other, and then on the way
Hmm.
back, you go the other way. They
That's
can
cool.
also
I
make
like that.
sure that you're not gonna, step in a pothole or something like that. Because we always walk on trails where I would go down
Yeah.
within
Mm.
30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's pretty nice. I have no potholes in the route that I have here, and it's next to two lakes, so it's just like a beautiful morning walk. And I think maybe like a couple
Warm,
cars. It was very warm. I mean, it was humid and warm. The mosquitoes were out there.
beautiful.
Yeah, I don't. The weather doesn't matter to me. Come on, I'm Wim Hofing in here. I can be minus -20. I can be plus 120. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. My autonomic nervous system knows what to do when it's being challenged. All right, let's move on to other things I want to talk to you about. So 100-day commitment. You made the one for coffee. Did you make any other commitments in that time? I forget.
No, just
All right.
coffee,
So,
I think.
so a bunch of people, a bunch of men in the Men of Integrity community, people that have been to retreats and now are part of the larger community of graduates or alumni, however you want to call them. We have an active Telegram group, daily messages, people supporting one another, inspiring one another. It started with one of the guys who committed to 100 days no alcohol, and he's been drinking, for a long time. He was born. His parents were alcoholics when he was in the womb. Like his mom
Oh,
and food.
fuck.
Like alcohol was running in his DNA. But anyways, he did 100 days, then he went to 159 days, and he was traveling outside the nation, and he had like an option to have a very interesting beer as a celebration, and he had one. But his relationship with alcohol has changed. But anyways, he inspired a bunch of people to make the 100-day commitments. That's when I made mine 100 days ago today, and then a bunch of other men made 100-day commitments. And what inspired me to do is to continue making 100-day commitments, just like going these 100-day sprints, and that helped me really push do some things on my daily routine, but also like take on projects to take, say a couple months or so or a month, and really get them in the works, which was my website, the Men of Integrity community, Men of Integrity retreats website. I forget what else I had in there, but I had a few things. Those were the main two in terms of the projects. And anyway, so I got my 100-day commitments for the next 100 days. And I just wrote
Ooh.
them before our session, and I'm going to announce it in the Telegram of the Men Integrity community tomorrow. But I can tell you in the audience what they are, and maybe inspire some people to make 100-day commitments as well as you.
In addition to walking backwards, yeah?
Yes. So I'll tell you what's going on here. So I have 6 things from a daily routine. One is meditation, 20 minutes per day minimum. I had 10 minutes per day minimum when I started 100 days ago because I was off the wagon. And doesn't mean that I got every day, and I was going to pay somebody, because it's an intention. And I did get it, most of the days. Breath work, I put the 3-minute minimum, just like at least one round, right? If I didn't get like a whole session, like at least break my day, get like one round of breath work to get, more oxygen into the body.
Sure.
It's kind of pushing and increasing circulation, airflow. Anyways, movement, that's a must for me. So 10 minutes per day, got to start my day with jaw mobilization. So that's 10 minutes, and then walking backwards 10 minutes per day. Sleep by 10 p.m. I used to go to sleep way earlier, knowing there's going to be a baby in here, and some days will be different, but like set the intention of like really calling it a night, like by 9:30, so I can wind down. Which I usually I put a beautiful, relaxing music in here and the red lights, and kind of just give some gratitude and think about my day, and gratitude myself, gratitude some people, gratitude some things in my life, and then eat. My eating window will be between 11:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. So there, I'm not as strict about the noon, right? If I want to start earlier, which I have been wanting to start earlier a bit, but by 6:30 I'm done eating. So 11:30 to 6:30, that's a 7-hour window. Uh, you know, People call this intermittent fasting. I call this time restricted feeding. All right, so that's the daily routine, and then I have, in terms of projects, I have launched my personal podcast and released at least 8 episodes. That's about one episode per week. That's at least, right. So I just met with our mutual friend who designed the Yoni Havana logo and the Men of Integrity logo earlier. We did a session. We're gonna get this logo going on very soon, and I have a plan and all that. And then launch my Yoni Havana online store with at least 30 products, which I have at least 30 in my list right now. But get it, in the store, um, and then finish a course that I started. It's called Perfect Voice. So Perfect Voice is, I am an immigrant, but it's also for anybody. I've heard about it from Dave Asprey on his podcast, and it's about breathing better, so one can sound. So even sound has a lot of impact on us, in terms of conviction and confidence and a lot of things. So it's a course that I got a while ago for like probably like $40, $50, and I want to do it. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. So that course, and then last thing, I'm gonna work with my first client on the Yoni Ivana executive package, which is the one that I travel David Goggins style to somebody for 3 days, and yeah, so that's that.
Damn. Now you got me excited. I feel like I got to get my shit together.
Well, I encourage you to join the men. You're not going to be on the group yet because you're not a graduate. Uh, you got to earn your spot to be on the group. But I encourage you to make a commitment, and then we're all going to start on August 1st until November 9th. 100 days to get some stuff done. And, one guy that I talked to that was going to make his announcement tomorrow is going to work on a project that he's been wanting to launch for a long time, and he's going to make the whole plan and like set the date and get commitments from a few people to say like, okay, I'm going to go on. He wants to like make a like some sort of retreat. It's not exactly a retreat. It's more of a rite of passage kind of trip. But he wants to make this happen for a long time. He went to like a leadership course that he took for a few months that helped him get a lot of thinking and working around this and a plan, and I was ready to do a version and launch it. So he's going to do that for 100 days and also commit to a training routine. He has not been training consistently, and he's going to train. He's like committing to, let's say, like 40 CrossFit classes, and going to sleep by 9:30 every night or 10 o'clock by every night. So a few commitments there, things that he knows are going to push the needle on the things that make him happy. Yeah, I encourage you to get this. So definitely for you, let's say, right, get your mental feelings out in the next 100 days. Um, whatever else you might think. Did you want to?
I'm gonna do the walking backwards with you. I just realized Kelsey and I walk to yoga every morning together, like right at
Beautiful,
sunrise, and I'll just walk backwards. I talk to her the whole time anyway. She can make sure I don't get hit by a car. There's
fantastic.
no one on the road anyway, but
All right, so you're joined the 100 days. What about meditation? Have you been meditating?
yeah, I do almost every morning. Just since got back from travel, I've been sleeping in until like
Hmm.
6:30 or 7. But typically I'll do I do the abundance or the morning. I think it's called the morning
Meditation.
meditation. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're like 25 or 30
25
minutes.
minutes. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
Straight to the point.
Um, Most days, and then I get in the sauna, and then I go to yoga in the morning. But
I mean, you
all right,
can you
I'm gonna
can
think of some things.
and you can put some business goals in there. And I'm telling you, and the rest of the audience, it can be. And remember, you were writing handwritten letters to, what we call this, prospects, right? So write, 50 letters in the next 100 days, 100 letters, whatever that might mean. For somebody else, it can be, make that amount of calls or close that amount of deals. Of course, not being, I would say crazy ambitious. So it's not like overwhelming and demotivating if one is so far from the goal, but also something to give like a push. For me, the website was very important to get done so I can more easily communicate my message and grow my business, which I really enjoy doing, and also enables a lot of the lifestyle for myself and my family. And yeah, I mean, just some inspiration there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, I'll think of a few other things, and I'll shoot them over to you.
Beautiful. All right, what else you got for me? I know we got a few minutes today. You got your room
Yeah,
booked for the
yeah.
next 5 minutes.
I mean, if I get kicked out, I'll let you know. Usually, it's fine. I just made a little booking error here. Oh man, there's one other thing I wanted to talk to you about. I'm blanking on it. Wait, so you're going to bed? You said you were waking up at 5. You're going to bed at 11. You're only sleeping
I,
6 hours.
no, I've been waking up at 7. Like my daughter
Oh,
been waking me up at 7. I went to sleep last night. I want to say like 10:30, and I woke up at 5. So yeah, I slept for like 6.5 hours last night, which is good because I'll be more tired tonight to actually go to sleep by 10. I was making a point to start my thing at 5:45, so like 5:30. I think 7.5 hours in the summer is like good 5 cycles of sleep for me, especially when I want to get more done. But yeah, I mean, and also what I'm gonna do, which oh man, all right, never mind. My computer was going black, but it's fine. Um, what I'm going to do as well, which I've tried before and didn't like it, is tape my mouth at night.
oh,
Um, so I tried it and I didn't like it. And then a bunch of people at the retreat. So David was doing this at the retreat, and then Michael, my partner, started doing this at the retreat, and he said he has had its best night of sleep. And I've been noticing my throat has been like for weeks now. It's just like been a bit scratchy. And I wake up and it's just a bit scratchy, and I sprayed the zinc spray on it that I've learned about from Tim Ferriss. Um, so meaning I think I've been sleeping with my mouth open, which I'm like, I think the mouth is most likely healthy to be a little bit open. I remember this from a Stacked podcast, Joe D, and had this woman
yeah.
there, which
It's
is
not
why,
stacked anymore. He rebranded.
what's it called?
I just saw it the other day because it popped up on my feed in Spotify, and I was like, "What is this?" And then I saw it said formerly stacked.
Mm. Well,
I'll check
anyways,
real quick.
it may not be the best situation, but I figured I'll give it a try. So I ordered some KT tape, which is what David uses. Okay, my wife has been doing that for a long time, and she
What
likes
was
it.
her name? What was the woman's name? Is Lois something? I think.
I think so. Could be
Yeah,
Lois.
that was a
Yeah,
really really good episode
that
that
was
Joe did.
amazing. She was talking about electricity in the body, and the kind of the tongue touching the top of the mouth, creating flow, like chi flow. It was really cool. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. She said I think she was recommending people to sleep. I have a mouth guard which keeps my mouth like there's a like an
hmm
indentation that goes out to keep it open to some extent. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna give it a try.
Well,
Uh,
if you have your teeth together and you breathe through your nose, like your jaw's like not clenched but all shut,
mhm,
the airway is a little bit harder to breathe. If you have it slightly open, like I don't know, half inch or a quarter inch or whatever, it
mhm.
does make it you get more
Better.
oxygen in more easily. And I think
Yeah.
that was her thing. Joe's podcast, by the way, is called Intuitive Warrior now.
Cool.
Joe's a
That's cool.
savage.
Well, I talked about the name of my personal podcast in here before, and I said it's going to be called the Flowing Experience, but there's a new name that I'm not going to mention just yet. I'm just going to mention it when I'm ready to go. That I like more, that is more in alignment with what I'm doing is my purpose.
Yep.
And but anyways, that's exciting. I'm not going to say I assume because I'm not going to make assumptions. Have you listened to my podcast as a guest on Pool Party Podcast on the Primal Hacker YouTube channel?
No, that's up next. I'm going to do it on my walk with Benny today.
All right, let me know what you think.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it on the because I couldn't stream it. It was going in and out. I had no phone charger, and I didn't want to kill my phone battery on that long drive.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
How come you have no phone charger at all in the car? Were you? What car did
I,
you?
I
Did
switched
you
I
pick
switched
up? Oh,
vehicles.
gotcha. You
Yeah, I
just
picked
picked
up
up
the
the
truck.
new vehicle. Great.
Yeah, yeah.
What kind of miles per gallon do you get with it? 5?
Yeah, I mean, not much better than that. Probably like 12 to 14, I guess.
Cool. I'm seeing the deer right now in my driveway, and it reminds me earlier that I was walking my dog with no leash, and I had this like little thought of like, I don't like it's something. Usually she's good. She really follows me well and just goes to the house and goes between the studio and the house, and she's really good. Oh, there's like a little fawn in here too with like the speckles. But anyways, a deer comes around and she starts chasing the deer. I'm like, oh
Dude,
man,
you got to nip that in the butt. So out here in Bend, like a lot of dogs have been killed by both does and bucks.
they're afraid of my dog. I mean, it's a different situation out here in Georgia. What can I tell you? This 15 pound dog is an absolute savage.
Okay, so we recently started using the e-collar with Benny. And it's just like you have a little button so you can vibrate around his neck.
Okay, okay,
If he's doing something wrong. And usually before, if there's a deer or there's even another dog he wants to say hi to out on the trails,
yeah,
he's gonna like even if you say like leave it or here or whatever, he'll kind of look at you and then he'll be like nah.
I'm good.
Um, but usually we walk him off leash. He follows us or whatever he does for the most part. He's
Yeah.
pretty obedient. But that e-collar, dude,
So you
is
just click it.
legit.
So you just
You
click
just
it and
click
it gets
it,
a signal.
a little buzz, and he sprints back and like boom, right next to you.
Really? So do you do a voice command and click it at the same time? Like voice
Yeah,
command
we have
click come and it comes like
Kelsey.
like
Kelsey
like
runs the
no.
collar.
Well, she runs everything in your life,
Yeah,
which
I
is a
know
good
that's
thing.
true.
So it's called
Um,
the e-collar. Never heard of that.
we used a brand called Dogtra, Dogtra.
Is this on Amazon or do I need to go somewhere else?
Um,
Dogtra. I
it's
see
probably
it.
on Amazon, but it works like
Those.
alarmingly well.
How, do you use it only on trails? Because it looks quite heavy.
Uh, no, we put it on him in the morning lately, and now anything we say to him ever, he does.
Wow. Well, this
But
thing
he's
is two hundred
also
dollars.
yeah, he's not even 2 years old yet, so he's still got a little puppy in him, and he's like pretty obedient. But I had a German
Yeah.
Shepherd before, and she was like as smart as me. She'd do anything I tell her to. One time, boom, she was so
Yeah.
obedient and smart. Benny's a little simpler.
Yeah, yeah. Mine is very smart too and obedient for the most part, but there are times, when she's not listening, which it can drive me bananas because I mean, I want her to be safe and you know,
Well, that's what it is. It's safety. I mean, leave it, like leave something alone and recall. Just having them come to you no matter what are both very
yeah.
important.
So wait, so this thing I'm seeing it has like a remote. Oh, so that's a remote control. I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. And it's gotcha. It just gives them. All right, I need to talk to your wife to see how she handles the situation. This thing is
Yeah,
not
she's
heavy.
it's I
Looks
mean, it's not
huge.
heavy. It's not that heavy.
Interesting.
But
All
you'll
right, I need to look
see,
at this.
especially here. So in Bend, dude, I think like 96% of households have a dog in Bend.
90 what?
96 or 97%.
Oh, what?
Yeah, my property manager told me that like
That's
maybe
a
a year ago.
staggering number.
I know. So if you look out on the trails, almost I don't know. I don't know if I can put a number on it, but a large percentage of the dogs are wearing a dog collar.
Wow, really?
Yeah, yeah,
Huh. Well, maybe that's the next business to get into.
yeah. I guess so.
You got. I mean, they're $200. I'm sure it can be done for a little bit less, and they're probably spending a good amount of money on marketing. The
Yeah,
dog show,
and
look out.
the legit the legit dog trainer guys use them too.
Hmm.
Dogtra, that particular brand.
All right, I'll take a look into that. I was thinking about it actually, which is interesting. Yeah, when I let her off leash in here, and sometimes just starts chasing. I mean, she could chase a. I mean, she didn't go all the way to the road to chase a car, which is good, but it's yeah, it's unsettling feeling, and just puts me into fight or flight unnecessarily. And
Yeah,
I do
and
want
the
to.
last thing you want is a deer to, meet some big bald deer who's like, "All right, this dog's going
Yeah,
down."
yeah. That would be quite a bummer. All right. What else you got for me before we wrap this up?
That's all I got. I'm gonna come up with a few things for my 100 days, um, and I'll also make sure I get that appointment squared away.
Beautiful. Okay. So you just got about 49 hours to make that appointment, and yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about your 100 day. I suggest you definitely finish it by end of day Friday, just to be sure, and then
Do you have
you know
categories? Are you using like personal and like professional
I'm
or something like that?
I have just the daily, what did I call this, daily routine, and then projects. That's the two things that I have in here, and I'm going to create a Google Sheet for all the men of integrity to add their stuff so people can take a look at one another, really keep it accountable. And it's kind of like a like the CrossFit scoreboard to some extent, right? Just like taking the commitment, writing it on the board, like I'm a part of this, we're a part of this together. It's not a
Yeah.
competition by any means. It's and I think this, maybe some people were competing in CrossFit, but it was more of like, I am setting this intention to do this,
It'd be cool is
for myself.
if you typed everyone's out in the Telegram group, like put like a message where you had everyone's 100-day things out,
Hmm.
even if you like condense it, make it super brief, and then
Hmm.
pin that message in Telegram, so it's like always kind of there for the
Yeah.
100 days.
Well, that's why I'm going to pin the Google Sheet, because it would just be a really long thing to,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
like to keep scrolling and scrolling, even if you click on it later and then like just keep scrolling, scrolling. We have double digit people in the group right now. It's not like five of them. So
Yeah.
I'm going to create that sheet. I'm going to make it formatted. Formatting is going to be really nice and clean, just super easy to use. And then that sheet is going to be pinned so they can go back into it, and we can go back into it and take a look at that.
Um, cool. Last thing that I've been thinking about. So I think it was Bledsoe. It might have been Thaddeus. Maybe it was someone was talking about. This was years ago. You're sleeping less in the summer because the days are longer. You're getting more done.
Hmm.
Winter, you're sleeping more. Um, but I'll tell you what, man. Lately, the past 3 4 weeks, I've been tired, like not wanting to get out of bed at 6 o'clock. Um, and usually that's by the time if I want to get all my things going and get all my stuff done and do everything I want to do, I have to get up by at least 6. And I used to get up, 4:30, and
Hmm.
now it's like 6. I get 6:30. Even on one day or 2 days, I stayed in bed until like 8 o'clock, and I'm going to bed, I don't know, 9. Um, but it's crazy how tired I've been. I don't know
Well, you've
why.
also, I mean, you've been to a lot of weddings, a lot of trips. You went on a golf tournament. I mean, you've been doing a lot of, you went on comedy shows. I mean, hanging out,
Concerts. Yeah.
concerts. It's not like you've been as regimented with your schedule as you've been in the past, which is, I think it's great. I mean, and you're sleeping too. It's just you're taking, I think, an emotional, spiritual rest in some ways, and like just like letting go and recharging your batteries in a big way, getting ready for a big 100-day sprint with a son and you know a new
Yeah.
family member and new commitments and all kinds of stuff like that. But anyways, it's enjoy it, enjoy it, man, enjoy it while it lasts. And yeah, I mean, I think it seems like you're coming to acceptance and also enjoying more resting and not being as militant about getting stuff done, which I think is great.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that also can come from a place of like insecurity, not being enough.
Hmm.
Um, and lately, I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling better about myself. I'm like, it's fine. I'm gonna do it.
It's
I'm gonna
great.
have a beer this week with a buddy because I want to. Um,
I love it.
and that's fine. Last thing I want to tell you. But we got like 5 minutes here, right? We good?
I'm good.
Um, so the two things that are on my mind the most about my upcoming birth of my son, which is in how far are we? Like 3.5 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Two things. The first one, very logical. The second one, I'm almost embarrassed to say, but I will. One, I just want to make sure the whole experience, everything is as peaceful and I don't want to say enjoyable, but maybe joyful,
Hmm.
and like connected and everything that Kelsey wants it to be, and that obviously everything runs smoothly and
Hmm.
yada yada yada. Like that whole side of things, that's my biggest concern. Not concern, but thing I'm thinking about. I want it to go
Hmm.
really well.
Hmm.
The second thing is, and this is going to sound really bad, but I'm almost a little worried about how it's going to affect my self-absorbed existence. Like, how am I going to get all this shit done? that I normally do. It's like every morning, all these routines and yoga and going to the office and getting all this, making a lot of headway on my business. And, just as
Yeah.
things are starting to pick up momentum, it's like I'm a little selfishly concerned about how it's going to impact my goals, you know?
I think that's normal, and you know, it's normal. It's nothing to feel bad about. Um, Great awareness, and yeah, I mean, it's I was just welcome it because the benefit, it's just gonna be a very simple like, oh, I'd rather really spend time with my son. It's just so much more enjoyable and everything. You'd be like, yeah, I trust that everything is gonna fall in place if I do less for my morning routine, do less for my business. It's still gonna yield the same, if not even higher yields. Because I think the amount of joy
Yeah.
and love you're going to experience from interacting with your son, interacting with your wife, and the whole family that way. The new family dynamics are going to bring so much more meaning, purpose, love to your life that it's be like, I'm not really concerned about this anymore. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I can work less. I can do a shorter morning routine. I can wake up today at 8 and tomorrow at 9 and the next day at 4:30 because I'm just gonna go with the flow. You're gonna be flowing, baby.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I needed to hear that. And it's energetically like shit sorts itself out.
Absolutely. It's about trusting, it's about trusting and acceptance and trust,
Yeah.
That's what I'm preaching at the moment.
Well, that was helpful. Thanks for the advice there. You've been through it once.
Yeah, I'm ready for the next one too. And in some ways, selfishly too, as I've been talking about this here too, there's a lot of stuff that I want to get done before, and this is for selfishly because I want to spend this special time with my son and be of help in the family dynamics, changing diapers, and doing whatever I can in servitude, and also providing financially, and also taking care of my body, feeling good in my body, feeling rested to an extent, feeling energized, feeling joyful. So all these things, I want them to happen. um, I'm doing as much as I can to set the infrastructure in my mindset, you know and live with acceptance and an open heart to flow into this next change. Been told by your cousin indirectly and by other people that the difference between one kid to two kids is like 1 to 5. It's like all of a sudden, it's a much different dynamic, but it'll,
His
it'll,
his
be, it'll be fantastic.
his quote to me was, "One can be a lot. Two is like having 17."
That's
I
great.
was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh man,
So
it'll be fun.
it'll be great. It'll be great. All right, dude. That's all I got.
Beautiful.
You wanna bring us home here?
Let's do it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time, Mr. Mateo, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thanks, everybody. Much love.
Much love. Peace.